Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be covering the Halloween event. So this event is going to take place from October 26th until November 8th. And you're going to be able to unlock quite a few cosmetic rewards. There's also going to be some XP rewards and stuff like that, which you will be able to use your spooky tokens to purchase some of these things. And you will be able to attain the spooky tokens by completing the event and participating in it. Now there is sort of 3 little mini quests that you will need to complete to have access to all of the events for the Halloween event. So I will be going into all of that, and hopefully you guys do find this helpful. I'll post some timestamps in the description down below for each of the parts. So first things first, the Halloween event is taking place at Draenor Manor. Now it did get a bit of a rework, and it was confirmed that they aren't going to switch everything back once the Halloween event does end. The only thing they will do is remove some of the pumpkins and decorations and stuff like that. So this is going to be a complete revamp of Draenor Manor, at least the outside part of it. So that is pretty cool, at least. Now the first thing you want to do when you get here is talk to Death. You can check out his shop just to see what you can buy. There are quite a few pretty cool cosmetics. There's Death's Ceremonial Scythe, War's Great Axe, Staff of Famine. So there's a bunch of cosmetics for some weapons, and then there's also a few rings where you can turn into a few of the NPCs. Then there's also a consumable tab where you can buy some XP lamps, bonus XP, stars, as well as some mystery boxes where you can get some random rewards in that as well. So to start the activities or the mini quests, you will want to talk to Death and select the third option, which is how can I help? He will give you the polarizing crystal, which then you'll need to go to 4 different locations and interact with it, so you can sort of siphon what looks like a wisp for divination. Now the 4 locations are the Barbarian Village and the northern part of the Dwarven Mines. Then you'll also have to go to the Cabbage Field north of Port Sarum, as well as the Lumbridge Swamp Well. Now, once you reach each of these locations, you will want to interact with the polarizing crystal. One of these fragmented souls will spawn, and basically you will want to siphon it until you have siphoned the entire thing. And you'll want to do the same thing for each of the 4 spots that I did mention. Now, once you have completed all 4 of the fragmented souls, you will get a message saying to go back to Death and talk to him. You will obtain 500 spooky tokens for completing this part of the mini quest. Now there is going to be 3 more parts that you will have to complete, but it doesn't matter which order you complete them in. So you can do these 3 things in whichever order you would like, but basically each 3 of these things will unlock one part of the mini game for the Halloween event. There's going to be 3 different mini games that you can do. So if you want to unlock all 3, you'll want to complete all 3 of these mini quests or activities. So the first mini quest that you will want to complete, or that I completed, is with Famine. It's basically you're going to be picking these potatoes and giving them to them, and you'll want to create a recipe. Now there is a bit of a riddle that you will need to solve, but I do have the solution that I will give you guys. First off though, you will want to just talk to Famine, go through all of the options and agree to help them. Now the only thing you'll need to do now is pick 120 regular potatoes and 120 rotten potatoes using each of the 4 potato spots right next to them. Now they will switch every about 20 to 30 seconds, so you will want to switch off, make sure you are picking 1 potato at a time, because there is the 30 stack bonus. So if you get that 30 stack, you'll be picking 3 potatoes at a time, which will speed this up greatly. Now, once you have picked 120 of each of these potatoes, you can go back and talk to Famine and give him all of the potatoes, and you'll move on to the second part of the mini quest. So for this part, you will want to go over by the tree and talk to the ghost. You'll want to go through all of the options. Basically, he will tell you that you'll need to find 3 of his brothers, which are walking around Draenor Village. So that is going to be the next step. Just finish talking with him, and then head to Draenor Village to find the 3 brothers. So the first brother is located just south of the Draenor Village Bank, and basically each 3 of these brothers will be giving you a clue, which you'll need to use later. However, if you don't really want to figure it out yourself, I will also give the combination for you guys anyway. And so the second brother should be roaming around just to the east of Draenor Village. It should be just a bit south of the wheat field. And then, of course, the last brother is going to be located to the west of Draenor Village. He should be right around the middle of it, right around this building here. So you can talk to him and he will give you the third and final clue, and then you can go back to the ghost located under the tree next to Famine. Now this next step does get a little bit confusing. You're going to want to talk to the ghost. Select the first option and he'll go through each of the 3 riddles that you did obtain. Now the next part you want to do, you'll want to go talk to Famine again and select the option where he tells you what his recipe actually is, and you're supposed to use each of these hints that the ghosts gave you as well as Famine's 3 parts of the recipe, and you're supposed to use that to actually figure out the full combination of making the anti-blights. So you guys can try and figure out the combination yourself if you would rather do that, but I am also going to give you the combination, so if you don't want it, just skip this part real quick because the combination is going to go on the screen in 3, 2, 1. So the next step is putting in the combination. You'll want to go and talk to the ghost next to the tree again. As you can see, I put the combination on screen. It's swirl, mix, shake, mix. So just go through each of these for the 6 steps, and then you'll complete the mini quest. You'll just need to go back to Famine once you enter each of these 6 steps, and that will be the end of the mini quest, and you'll unlock Famine's minigame for the Halloween event, and you will also be given 500 spooky tokens. So basically what this mini quest did was unlock this part of the Halloween event. You'll be able to pick all of these potatoes. Once you get 100 of them, you can go and talk to Famine, who is located just right next to each of these 4 farming patches. And again, the same thing, if you have that 30 stack buff, you will be collecting 3 potatoes at a time. And that basically is to reward more active players. You can cash in your potatoes by speaking to Famine, and for each 100 potatoes, you will be getting 70 spooky tokens. So this is actually a pretty good rate, and after completing all 3 of the mini events, I do think that this is probably the best way to obtain spooky tokens. So the next mini quest that I went and completed was Muncher's mini quest, which is also called the Lost Dog of Death's Dog Walker. Now this is located just to the east of Draenor Manor, and you'll want to talk to the ghost here. Basically what he's going to tell you is to go into the Draenor Manor and find 5 chewed up dog bones, and then you'll be able to find Muncher. Now this is actually a really good mini quest to complete. You will unlock the Muncher pet, so that is a good incentive to actually do this. You will also be unlocking another mini game within the Halloween event. So the 5 locations of the bones are listed in the top left corner. So there's going to be one next to the staircase, one near Helda, which is where I am right now. Then there's also one in the kitchen on the 1st floor. You also need to go to the 2nd floor to get one of the bones, and the 3rd floor to get the last of the bones. So once you've gotten all 4 of the bones, the last one is going to be located on the 3rd floor in the southern room. Once you click on the bones, you'll get the cutscene and basically find the Muncher pet. Now, once this does happen, you'll want to go back to the grave, talk to the ghost, so basically back to the start of this mini quest. So now once you go back and talk to the ghost, this will be the end of this mini quest. You will obtain the Muncher pet, and then you'll also unlock the mini game, which you can now complete. So we will give you a shovel that you can use for this mini game. Basically what the minigame is, so you're going to be digging around just the cemetery, so just this small area, and you will be able to find some of the bones, which you'll then be able to turn in for 10 spooky tokens. So when you do dig with this spade, you will get a certain message pop up. So if it does say ice cold, then the bones are 5 or more tiles away. If it does say cold, they're 3 tiles away. If it says hot, they're 2 tiles away. And if it says so close, then it is only 1 tile away. Now, once you do dig up the bones, you will get some archaeology XP, which is really cool. And then you'll also get some mining XP. And as I said, you can talk to the ghost and turn these bones in for 10 spooky tokens. So the 3rd and final mini quest that you will want to complete with the Halloween event is with Pestilence. So this is going to be called the Plague Soup of Pestilence. That's what the mini quest is called, and it is located just west of the Draenor Lodestone. So you'll want to talk to Pestilence and go through all of the options and agree to help him. He's going to tell you that he wants 5 potatoes, 5 onions, as well as 5 cabbages. Now, you can go pick them around Draenor, but you can also just go to the Grand Exchange and buy 5 of each, and then come back and talk to him and move on to the next part of this little quest. So that is exactly what I went ahead and did. Now this will move you on to the next part of this quest, which is a bit tricky if you don't have the combination. So the next part, you're going to want to go to the Lumbridge Cemetery. You're going to want to talk to 3 separate ghosts, and there is a sort of riddle that you will need to follow and figure out, which does make it a little bit tricky, but I will be able to help you guys out and maybe even give you the combination if it is the same for everyone, which I do believe it is. So once you get to the Lumbridge Cemetery, you'll want to talk to one of the ghosts, and he'll go through an explanation of what you need to do. So basically you will have the option to tell a joke or pretend to be scared, and then while talking to each 3 of these ghosts, they will give a response. Now, as you can see listed in the top right, if they do like the joke and they like scaring humans, the ghost name should be Bungles. And the same goes for the other 2. If they like the joke and dislike scaring humans, it's Spook. If they dislike jokes and like scaring humans, it is Misty. Now, the trick with this is that 2 of the ghosts are lying. So you can try and figure it out yourself. That's what I did. It did take me a few tries just to sort of figure it out. But I will also be giving you guys the combination, which should be the same for everyone. So when you're ready to guess which ghost is which, just select the 3rd option when talking to one of the ghosts. So first off, Mischievous is Misty, the Grinning Spectre is Spook, and then Mocking is Bungles, and that should be the correct combination, and that will be basically the end of this mini quest. After this, you'll just want to head back to Pestilence and talk to him, and it will unlock the minigame, and you'll also get 500 spooky tokens. And so just quickly, I want to go over the minigame for Pestilence. This minigame is located in the western part of Draenor Manor, and basically what you're going to want to do is collect the 3 ingredients for his soup. Now you'll also notice that the ghosts are shouting a certain ingredient. Now, depending what they are shouting, you'll want to gather that ingredient. You'll get 3 times amount of the ingredients if that is what they are shouting. So it does help if you are paying attention and actively doing this, since you will be gathering more of the ingredients. Now, I did notice that you will actually need 25 of each of these ingredients to put into the soup for the spooky tokens. You should get about 55 spooky tokens every time you do this, so it is a decent way of obtaining spooky tokens, just about as good as Famines, but it does seem to be that you need to pay more attention to this one if you're really planning on doing it effectively. And so anyway guys, that is basically it for the Halloween event. In this guide, I basically showed you guys how to complete each 3 of the mini quests for the Halloween event. Once you complete all 3 of them, you will have unlocked all of the mini games, and you'll also have 1,500 spooky tokens to spend on some pretty cool rewards. I know myself, I'm going to be saving up for that really cool Death Ceremonial Scythe. That is a really nice override for the Noxious Scythe, so I'm pretty excited to get that. However, it does cost 4,000 spooky tokens. So basically guys, that is it for this event. Let me know what you guys think of the Halloween event, if you guys like it, if not, let me know in the comments down below. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.